Today, this guy's going to play with a tool called the miter gauge, which helps him set the angle for cutting wood. It's a bit like setting the direction for his life, deciding how he wants things to go. He's going to experiment with different cutting angles for the wood to see what happens. First, he's cutting the wood at a 22.5-degree angle, leaving a thin layer. He's made a simple tool to help him cut consistently. Usually he cuts wood at right angles, but cutting at different angles is interesting. This year he plans to do more angle cuts and improve his woodworking skills. Cutting at angles can be tricky, and he needs to be careful not to make mistakes. The wood sometimes bends or twists when he cuts it, which can be frustrating. He's also trying a 45-degree angle cut, aiming for a 1 millimeter width. It takes some adjustments, and he's learning along the way. The tools he's using aren't perfect, so that affects the results. The miter gauge he's using shakes a bit, but as long as he cuts accurately, it should be okay. Sometimes, the wood doesn't align perfectly with the tool, causing some blurriness in the cuts. He needs to pay more attention in this area and solve these problems one by one. He's also experimenting with different cutting angles, like 60 degrees, although it can be risky. For that, he's using a slide circular saw which allows for angled cuts. However, it has a maximum angle of 57 degrees, so he has to work with that limitation. In the future, he'd like to create a tool that allows for even greater angles, like 75 degrees. Making precise cuts requires adjustments using screws, which is a useful feature. Sometimes he encounters challenges when cutting wood with knots or dealing with the noise from the circular saw. It can be intimidating, but he keeps working through it. He's made various cuts, including straight ones and 22.5-degree and 45-degree angles. The wood behaves differently when bent, and it's interesting to see how it changes shape. He's gained some insights into bending wood, but there's still a lot to learn. It's a bit like a puzzle, trying to figure out how the wood responds to different angles and cuts. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel.